Why insulin is shockingly expensive for the average consumer. For most people it is not a choice like whether eat bread or eat pasta. This video is based on the references you see in the picture. Your donation is T1 International is most welcome. T1 International is a non-profit organization led by people with and impacted by type 1 diabetes for people with type 1 diabetes. Even though I am type 2, my insulin production has diminished over the last 40 years to a level equal to type 1 diabetes. But why the insulin prices are very expensive when most other drugs come down in price with time. Most other old drugs that have drawn scrutiny over prices but not insulin. Is there no competition for insulin? Most other drugs and industries, competition drives down prices. Most countries have competition rules to stop the price manipulation. In the case of insulin, the competition appears to increase prices. Something that's been referred to as shadow pricing. Mainly three companies, Eli Lilly and Company, Novo Nordisk, and Sanofi Aventis make and sell insulin. Prescription drug including insulin importation, is currently banned as USA. With the high costs of insulin and the significantly lower prices abroad, some people are already traveling to Mexico and Canada to purchase insulin at a fraction of the price. This is a problem affecting all diabetes people, as one day even type 2 diabetes people may need insulin. Why does insulin cost so much to people around the world? This video will try to give answers to some of those questions. See the description and comments for references and further reading. We need more companies and more competition in the markets to bring prices down. For more on biosimilars and the 2018 FDA announcement, read this. A pay-for-delay agreement is a patent dispute settlement in which a generic, in the case of insulin, a biosimilar, manufacturer acknowledges the original patent of a pharmaceutical company and agrees to refrain from marketing its product for a specific period of time. However, they can create loyalty to a company and may influence prescribing habits, a belief shared by some pharmaceutical salespeople. Other groups were created by money from the Big Three, like the World Diabetes Foundation. That organization was funded by Novo Nordisk, and other supposed advocacy groups that are actually doing pharma's bidding, or at least are highly influenced by them. Only three companies control 90% of the global insulin request. The Big Three insulin directors, Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk and Sanofi, dominate further than 90% of the world insulin request by value. Frequently only one of these companies inventories insulin in a country, which means they more or less hold a monopoly there and can set prices as they wish. In some countries, especially China and India, there are domestic insulin companies that can help drive down the price. This means we need further companies and requests like the USA to help bring prices down. While we are in the middle of the video, do not forget to hit the like button. See the description and comments for references. We would appreciate your comments. Politics and insulin. Companies are not in the habit of throwing money away, and they are not in the habit of staying out of politics. Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, and Sanofi collectively rake in several billions of dollars in profits. That's not millions, but billions, with a B. We know they spend millions on marketing, but they also spend millions on lobbying politicians and donating to our decision makers so that they keep quiet about price gouging. Pharma marketing schemes. Physicians or doctors in the United States and some other countries are allowed to collect fees from pharmaceutical companies for talks, advice, and more. Supposedly, these are to compensate physicians for their expertise and time. However, they can create loyalty to a company and may influence prescribing habits. It is a belief shared by some pharmaceutical salespeople. In some countries like India, physicians are allowed to sell and profit off insulin directly to patients, or through pharmacies they themselves own, cutting out middlemen in the retail pharmacies. Thus, they lose the incentive to find the lowest price insulin for their patients. Insulin companies also focus on insulin starts, or the insulin the physician diagnosing patients begins with. As patients are reluctant to change, a number of marketing and financial incentives are employed to influence this decision. Payment for influence, or silence. Many major key opinion leaders, influencers, and patient advocacy organizations take pharma cash. For example, the two biggest diabetes organizations, the American Diabetes Association and the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, have accepted huge sums from insulin manufacturers. Other groups were actually created by money from the Big Three, like the World Diabetes Foundation, which is funded by Novo Nordisk, and other supposed advocacy groups that are actually doing pharma's bidding, or at least are highly influenced by them. If this issue is important to you, check the funders of an organization you want to support, and if it's not transparent, you can ask if they take industry money. What can be done? Patients are speaking out about these issues all around the world. In the USA, where prices have skyrocketed especially, T1 international chapters are being formed where patient advocates are educating and pushing for policy change. You can learn more about chapter here and find more information and action related to the insulin price crisis here. Whatever you do, wherever you are, don't stay silent. Do not forget to click the like button. Thanks very much for watching this video. Up above you see 2 videos related to health. It will be more helpful to you and your family. See you in the next video.